Okay, I'm out on a tree adventure a little bit. I wanted to show you something here. That's what a Osage tree looks like right there. They're kind of oddballish. There's a whole bunch of them all the way down. There's also on this road some oaks. All right, so I'm gonna take you on down a little bit. Osage, for instance, why was Osage here? It's now where I'm at. It's not a native species tree. So the story, as the story goes, as I understand it, okay. See, there's that knot right there. That would be a good specimen for doing. Um, that'd be a good specimen for doing burls. But anyway, see, there's a walnut tree right there. Um, the deal is, they brought them here. The settlers bought the trees here in order to make fence rows out of it, build things with sturdy wood. And well, what happened is it got kind of out of control, and it spread like wildfire, and it seeded. So hence you get all over. So now, do people want to cut it down? Yes and no. This tree line, for instance, I'm on a road, a private road, and yeah, we used to clear theirs out all the time. It looks like it hasn't been done, right? Well, this is Illinois. In the wintertime, there's none of this stuff. You got to be careful. There's poison ivy there. So, and I clean out the poison ivy on a constant basis, and it still comes back. All right, been a while since we did this road, but anyway, as I was saying, all these trees here served a purpose. And even though there's not a lot of bulkness to them, or thickness to them, and board feet in them, there's still a lot of valuable wood. The problem with Osage is it has a lot of knots, a lot of burly wood. It's not like a straight piece of oak or something. As you can see, there's a lot of holes in them. Just gnarly stuff. It's a good tree to work with, by the way. Walnut tree. All right. There's a bunch of walnut trees in here, by the way. There's oak trees. Someday when it's a little bit lighter, I'll take you through some of the patches of oaks that are out here. They're beautiful. But again, these trees take a while to grow. Now, the Osage tree doesn't grow much as far as per year, as much as a walnut tree or an oak tree. But the oak tree, well, let's take it back. The oak tree is about like that. See, there's one right there. And the problem with the native trees like this, some of the non-native trees and native trees, is when you get some years, you get some nasty windstorms and they split. There's a lot of wood rot in the heart rot in the center. Now, there's a lot of trees like that where they're straight, pretty good sized tree lengthwise. To get a straight piece of wood out of stuff like this is next to impossible, as you can see. Now, we're coming down to the end of the street. There's a really good oak patch in here. See, there's some Osage. There's right there, there's a walnut tree. And here's some oak trees. All right, some of my favorite parts of the woods back in this corner. All right. So, good sized tree, right? And that's got to be like 150 years old at least. All right. This street is it's Garfield Farm Museum is down the street. It's on Garfield Road. And it just so happens that the museum is down here, 1800s, early 1800s. Museum is down here, farm. So a lot of these trees, I can count on them being at least that old. Now, as you can see, they're so big, the weight on them are so big that they actually break the branches. But look at that one over there. All right. We also have some hawthorns in here too. So a lot of wildflowers in here. That's the other thing that Garfield Farm does. You come through and you do a lot of controlled burning, and you get a lot of wildflowers doing it. That's the one thing that a lot of these prairie restoration grants do out here, is they allow everybody to do controlled burning. Now, across the way here, Fox Mill subdivision, and there's a lot of buffer zones there. And you can see native open areas, which is prevalent in this area. So you can't really, they always make sure that the builders have a buffer zone between subdivisions or between cities. This happens to be right here, Campton Hill Road. It's a good road. I've taken the Mustang on. This is really cool. Okay, so I'm going to turn around here and show you something. Actually, I'm going to go straight, and then I'm going to get off. But with this stand of trees, we've gone through and cleaned up a lot, right? And you would think, no, we haven't, but 4 or 5 years ago, that stuff was all the way up, way taller than it was before. Way taller. And so, the success that we have with doing controlled burns through here and in trying to mitigate all this high growth in here, especially out here in Illinois, it benefits everything. And it's hard to tell now. We do this thing like crop rotations. We do it on a rotation basis. There's back in here. I like to really. It's really nice. Some really big oaks in there. But again, I'm going to go down La Fox Road here. Here's another thing about tree species, as you can see. All right.